to give us the webinar overview by our able convener in person of Ajibike Abdulbasit Abiodun. Scholar Abdulbasit, our convener, sir, you have the floor.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar session. Yes, of 3.0 webinar 3.9. It's been a while. We have held 8 webinars, and today being the 9th. It will be impactful as usual. So our today's webinar session is titled "Skills Bridging: Adapting Your Academic Expertise to Industry Roles." Can you hear me? Hello, am I audible enough?
Loud and clear, sir.
All right. I said, sorry for the delay. Skills bridging, adapting your academic expertise to thrive in industry roles. That's the title of today's webinar. And first of all, what's skills bridging? When we say skills bridging, we all know that there's a disparity between learning in school and what's it's out there, given the Nigerian system of education. So you need that exposure. You need to be able to adapt what you've learned in school to thrive in the labor industry. And as we all know, the Nigerian labor industry, even the global industry itself, is very competitive. And you need to be able to adapt your skills, okay? What I learned, what I have, to be able to get what you want and where you're going to. Okay, I recognize the presence of our able immediate past. You're welcome, sir. So back to our discussion, the skills bridging, adapting your academic expertise to thrive industry roles. For those of us that are conversant with recent happenings on Facebook, we have seen discussions regarding, having a first class. Does first class matters? Or does first class, is first class a determinant of, success in the future? And I believe our facilitator, maybe facilitator, Engineer Haruna Muhammad, will deal enough with that, because I have been following his comments on the recent issues, and I'm quite impressed. So please, if you are on call, please kindly mute your mic to avoid disturbances. So, as I said earlier, calling Engineer Haruna Muhammad, a senior business technology consultant, to come and deliver on this title is like putting a round peg on a round hole. As it's very important for you to know how to adapt your skills. Okay, these are my skills. These are what I can do. Then how will I be able to fit in industry roles I want to play? Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I think Scholar Diab is trying to speak, but his speaker is not. We cannot hear Scholar Diab, but we can hear convener, sir.
Okay, then Zaria should facilitate the session then. Scholar Zariat, are you there? Well, it seems they're experiencing network glitch. All right. 2 weeks back, we held the webinar session, and as you all know, as we will be calling on you guys to speak to us what you learned during the last webinar session. You share what you learned, the positive aspect, okay, what you knew, or the knowledge which you gained in the last session. So first of all, let's start with a quiz. All right. So I'll be calling on Scholar Bello. Unmute yourself and tell us what was the topic of the last webinar session we held. So Scholar Taslima Bello, if you are there, unmute yourself and tell the house topic of the last webinar session. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, am I audible enough? Well, seems scholar Taslima Bello is not willing to speak to us. So I'll be calling on scholar Aziz Aishat. Please unmute yourself and tell us what you learned during the last webinar session. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone can hear me. Please, can
Good
you hear me?
evening. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Hello,
Our
scholar
last,
Aziz Aishat.
our
We can.
yes,
All right.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
The last webinar topic was all about how to network like a pro, and we are giving about the definition of networking. That the word networking is the art of building and maintaining and utilizing the relationship of people you connect with. More also, we talk about the importance of networking, how relevant we need to take networking is. We talk about the types of networking, which majorly is the online networking and the offline networking, and how the moderator said about the talking about the importance of offline networking, how it impacted in his life, and also online networking. Also, that if you can join both online and offline networking together, it's going to be of a good relevance for us, and it's going to make us to build more aspects in our area of field, or maybe in the heart of maintaining more connections and building more progress for ourselves, or in any career we might find ourselves also. I think that's all I can collect from the last webinar.
All right. Thank you so much, scholar Aziz Aishat. Then I would also appreciate if any other person, preferably a male, can unmute himself and tell us what he learned during the last webinar session we held. Thank you. Okay, Scholar Muhammad Alaji Muhammad, would you like to speak to us? Well, time is fast approaching. So, moderator, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Once again, I remain your moderator for today's session. My name is Umar Farouk. Thank you, Scholar Aziz Aisha, for the wonderful recap of exactly what we had last 2 weeks about how to network. So, fast forward to next item on the agenda. We'll be reading the citation of our resource person today, our facilitator, in which all of us are so eager to hear him speak. So I call on the General Secretary to read his citation to us. Let us calmly listen and enjoy his citation as it's being read. So Scholar Bilikis, yeah, here you have the floor, ma.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bilkis Yahya, the General Secretary of the University Scholars Forum, and I'll be reading the citation of Scholar Haruna, our facilitator today. Haruna is a highly motivated, goal-oriented professional with exceptional leadership. He enjoys facing challenges to enhance his critical thinking and problem-solving abilities, and he values connecting with people to exchange ideas. Haruna has over 5 years of working experience in various industries, including the oil and gas, upstream and downstream, renewable energy, and enterprise digital transformation and strategy. Haruna is committed to advancing his professional skills and has been selected as one of the top 1% of young professionals for the SAP YPP West Africa 2 program. Is a certified SAP application consultant with expertise in SAP business integrations with S/4HANA TSA 10, PTSA 10. SAP SAP the Multi-City African Challenge 2020 by the United Nations Development Programme, the University of New York, and African cities. Currently, Haruna leads production accounting in his organization as a business technology consultant and also serves as the lead content creator for Petroleum Technical Section for the Society of Petroleum
Was in person our general secretary. The citation. You guys are all excited to listen to him speak already. So, and that's exactly where we are going next. We are inviting our facilitator to speak on the said topic for today. So, Engineer Aruna, sir, you have the floor, sir.
Okay. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, sir.
Loud and clear, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon. Wherever you are dialing from, it's a pleasure to be here. I think Abdul Basit reached out to me some couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I don't think I will be able to make it, but eventually I was able to create time, and because normally this period is kind of tight, and I don't really want to join you guys, is because a lot of things are happening personally and also work related. I think anything related to student gathering and also sharing my experience and expertise to enable you guys to find purpose and also guiding force in actually knowing what you are going to do beyond school. I think I have no excuse, and that's the main reason why I'm here. So, first of all, I'll actually um, commend you for the. I think this is something that many students cannot really pull out. The sense of organization, the commitment, the ability to pull out almost 48 people. I think it's something commendable. And I'm telling you, you might really look at it as something that is not really going to pay in a short period of time. But these are the kind of things that when you look back, you'll be proud of what you've done, a legacy that you've left behind you. And I'm sure that this is this is something that you really need to survive, right? We are living in a competitive world, and a lot of things are happening, and I'm sure this is not the first and this won't be the last webinar that you actually bring in somebody to share their experience. I'm glad that made it eventually, and let's get started. So I'll be sharing some few points. I'm not really good at speaking based on outside knowledge, right? So what I would do actually is throughout this webinar, I'll try and restrict my talk within the space of my personal experience. This is something that helped me, and I think if this is not really like an untested social experiment, this is something that I used or something that I actually worked on and it helped me a lot. So I would be sharing my screen, and please let me know if you can actually see my screen so that I will not be the only person seeing what I'm sharing. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Um, let me quickly share my slides. All right. Um, can you see my PPT?
Yes, we can. We can see your slide, sir.
All right. Thank you. Um, so we'll be talking about skills bridging and also how you can actually translate your academic expertise to thrive in industrial roles. And I think this is an interesting topic, looking at how the discussion around skills, academic, and also um, industry related roles. Because at the end of the day, when you finish school, some of us would actually want to work, some would want to venture into business, some will eventually do nothing and find something that they enjoy doing, and that's life. So you take it as a random experiment, and you have a maybe 25% of you guys will be moving to school, continuing your education. Another 25% would be moving to industry related roles. Another 25% would be actually be interested in why wouldn't I have my own business and move ahead. Then you have the 25%. These are undecided set of people. Before they pick up, it will take some time, but they'll eventually pick up. They haven't really decided what they want, but after some times, after finishing school, they will be like, okay, this is actually my call. This is what I will focus on. But the main thing is actually what do you want in life, right? Some are actually intelligent enough, let me say smart enough to know that this is actually what I want and this is what I want to do with it. So for every talk, for every engagement, for every discussion chance to have, I always tell people that you need to have like audit your mindset, right? Ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want to become in life? Everybody that you see out there started from there. Like you need to know what you want, right? So this webinar, you can actually look at it as a like maybe an introduction to something that you want to do in your life. It's just like go back to somewhere, sit down, examine yourself. You know your strength, you know your weaknesses, right? You can't really lie to yourself. This is like you're trying to self-examining yourself, right? uh, just sit down and ask yourself and say, okay, fine, what exactly do I want to do with my degree? What do I want to do in life? Right? So this is basically how you are going to do it. If it is business, fine. If it is school, fine. If it is work, fine. If you don't really figure out, keep on looking for, and trust me, eventually you find your ikigai. So yeah. In outline, we'll be looking at some few points regarding skills bridging and understanding the industry needs, developing technical skills because you need technical skills in the industry related work, even in academic. In fact, even in business, you need some technical skills, right? So, what are the core technical skills that you need to have in your industry? We have different types of industry, and each and every industry have their unique skills, technical skills to for people that want to thrive in the industry. So soft skills are general, there are different types of soft skills. So you need to know which soft skills that will complement your technical skills and ultimately help you to actually thrive in your industrial roles. I think thankfully you guys had networking and professional webinar, and I think some of you guys must have picked something out of that. So networking is a continuous discussion, and if you really want to do well out there, you need to know how you can approach people and tell them what you want. So back to the question, the first question we had, what do you want? Because everybody is busy, right? When Abdul Basit reached out to me, he was like, I'm from there, I lead this, and I want you to come and have a webinar. It's something like that, straightforward. There is no need for how are you waiting for me to say I'm fine or something like that. You need to be straightforward. Everything that you are doing in life, get straight to the point because everyone is busy. So we'll talk about gaining practical experience through internship and also even volunteerism. Just this thing that we are doing is a practical experience because organizing a webinar, trying to communicate to large audience is actually a practical experience, and this thing you can actually use it in your CV. So adapting to industry culture. So the industry has a certain culture, and you need to know which one you belong to. There are a lot of cases, there are complexity. So you need to know how you can adapt. Um, yeah, learning. We are all students, and the way you people are calling yourself scholars actually makes me acting. I was just smiling because it speaks a lot how intentional you guys are, and I'm really happy. I'm proud that I belong here today. So good one there. So continuous learning. If you have learning intention, it's something that you continue to have. And we'll talk about applying this academic knowledge to solve industry related problems. And finally, we'll conclude and answer some few questions. So let me know if you can still hear me, and so that I won't be the only person talking to myself.
We can still hear you, sir.
Okay, fine. So for this, I have some like I think just 4 points. So what are you bridging, right? Yeah, talking about skills and how do you bridge? So bridge is like closing a gap, right? So how do you bridge using these skills? And when you get to university, you have different courses. You have different depending on what you are studying. You have different courses. You have different engagements. Some of which you would ask yourself, do I really need this? Right? Some days they will ask you go and do entrepreneurship. Another day they will ask you go and learn French or communication in English or Nigerian people and culture. And second year you do some borrowing courses. So regardless of how you despise the Nigerian education system, it's actually something that is designed to actually help you understand things beyond eventually specializing, right? So you might not really take it seriously, but it's actually something that if you really look deeply and if you are really maybe patient enough to actually understand what they are trying to teach you, you get to know that okay, probably this thing can help me in my life going forward. Like no knowledge is wasted. Like you might really think you don't need something, but you find yourself maybe tomorrow you are working and something will hit you back and say, I wish I had learned how to maybe build models in AI. I wish I had learned how to speak in French. So the reason why the reason why I'm talking about French is because I had an opportunity of learning French, right? And I didn't really take it serious. I was just focused on passing, right? It was 100 level, and everybody was like, let me just get it done and let me know. really have anything to do with friends. I think after I graduated, some years after, I found out that I was listening to a webinar, I think, and one guy works with, I think, Islamic Development Bank is in Saudi, and he was sharing his experience how he gets in one of the big roles there, managerial roles there. And you were sharing that one of the things that helped him was his ability to speak Arabic, right? And how you learn Arabic was outside his school. And one of the things that actually made him to stand out was the fact that he could speak almost three languages. So imagine competing with different set of people, and you guys tick every box, but your hiring manager will eventually look at what makes this candidate stand out. They will look at one unique quality that I will say, okay, this one got this one got this, but for this particular role, we are looking for people who speak more than one language, right? So this is actually it. We talk about skills. Skills are not really entirely different from what you are really learning in school, right? There is no difference between like telling you to go and learn programming and asking you in a group discussion to come up with a solution, right? Like from day one when you enter university, you have been taught how to solve problems, right? So these are the kind of things that university teaches you. And when you come out from university and somebody telling you that you only have certificate without skills, it's even a shame that you look at yourself and say, I don't really have a skill. You understand? So like you communicate with different set of people, you manage people, right? You learn how to be patient. You actually learn how to speak, how to solve problems, how to network, how to collaborate in projects, and even webinar like this. These are the kind of skills that we are talking about. And within each discipline, whether you are studying biology, whether you are studying engineering, whether you are studying medicine, there are some skills that your course comes with. Is it experimental skills? Is it designing skills? Is it programming skills? All courses come with like unique skills, unique technical skills that the university will teach you. So when you come out from university and somebody is telling you that you only have certificate or you don't really have the degree, you don't really have the skills, and you believe that particular person that I don't really have these skills, so let me go and learn these skills. That means you wasted your time in school learning only one side of your academic journey. So, how do you prepare and how do you build these skills? Everything I tell people is that get down, get to the ground, learn stuff. Learn it not because you want to pass exam. Learn it as if your life depends on it, right? Learn it because you might need it in the future. Just learn it because you in your mind you feel like if I don't learn this, it might stop me from achieving my dreams. If you have clear mindset of approaching things this way, everything you learn, it will be as if you will never forget it. People will be telling you this person don't really forget things. This person don't really this. Smart people are people that will just they are intelligent people like us. All of us are smart in one way or another. If I can read for like 10 hours, somebody can read like 2 hours to understand what I read in 10 hours. That's fine. That's his own way of understanding. And I cannot really say, okay, the fact that somebody can learn it in 2 hours, I'm not smart enough to learn it in time. So the more you teach your brain, the more you train your brain how to approach things, the more your brain will be programmed how to how to adopt and how to grab stuff. So the bridge we are talking about is just like everyday skills that you learn and everything that you have in schools that you need to learn can actually help you to actually thrive in the industrial roles. Nobody. Today we have people studying biology and they are doing good in consulting industry. Why? The recruiters are not looking for somebody that will do hard experiment or somebody that will design body or skin or something. They are looking for people with problem solving ability, networking ability, collaborative skills, and teamwork. Nobody will spend time saying that because I have and even apply some practical application because in today's market there's no expectation how to experience to they will just employ you and say okay come and start working. Nobody will do that for you. There's nothing really magical about having to show up and deliver your tasks and make sure that your overall team is performing well. That's just it. It's just like moving from one phase to another. So imagine translating these skills that you have back in school into the university. So this is actually the bridging that we are talking about. What are the skills? What is the industry that you are looking at? And this is actually how you can actually approach post university experience. So the next thing is to understand what your industry needs, right? For every other industry, I've talked about problem solving, communication, teamwork, and leadership. This, trust me, if you really know how to solve problems, if you really know how to communicate well, and if you really know how to work in a team. You don't need to be a leader to have a team work spirit. You only need to be somebody that can actually be there when they need. No matter what, show up, contribute, let people believe in your capability and what you are capable of doing. You need to show people don't really guess, people don't really know what you are capable of unless you show up and tell them, see, I can do this. And that's how you can actually build a reputation. So in school, join bodies, join organization. Have be intentional. If you want to improve your communication skills, join maybe politics or maybe any student union that actually can help you to enhance your communication skills. Teamwork, join volunteer organization within school. If it is leadership contest, if it is problem solving, join like clubs that compete, and from there you get to learn a lot of stuff. So these are 100 years ago. These are the still skills that the world is using to build on, to solve problems and also build new technology and stuff around that. So yeah, so why I say industry needs, because eventually the 25% that I talked about, we can be, all of us cannot work in the same industry, right? So you need to identify which industry you want to work in. Right from school days, you need to know, fine, I want to be a politician. Yeah, I want to be probably a medical doctor. I don't want to do medical doctor. I want to be in the banking sector. I want to work in the engineering firm. I want to work in the consulting firm. So these are different types of industry. Identify the industry that you want to work in. If you don't identify, that's fine. You don't need to stress force yourself, but make sure that eventually you find out that this is what I want and this is the industry that I want to work in. If I identify the industry I want to work in, then I will look up to people. Okay, who are the people working in this industry and what are the skills that they have? Then come back and do your homework. Do I have this type of skills? How do I learn these skills? Then you do it, and then eventually you get to know that you learn, you grow, you learn, you grow. Before you know it, it will be you that some people will be looking up to. So we have different industry trends. For the oil and gas, there is recently there is talked about climate change, carbon capture, energy transition. For the economy, you have about diversification, agriculture. So depending on your industry, for the tech, you have new technologies coming in, especially new emerging technologies within the space of Industry 4.0. So get to know the trend in your industry and get to know the skills relevant to these trends, because eventually you can't be learning something that is not relevant in the industry trend. In fact, you'll be unemployable because nobody will hire somebody that doesn't really have the skills that can actually be translated to what is actually happening within the industry. So yeah, for in academic projects, I think this is where it matters. Don't really do projects that for the sake of it, right? Do some projects, maybe personal projects, maybe final year projects related to what is happening in the industry. This can actually help you, especially for people looking for scholarship outside Nigeria, because if you are going to UK, US, and any other country, these countries they have been paid. Most of the principal investigators they have been paid to solve a problem. So if your project actually relates with the current industry trends and also what is happening in the world, then it will be easier for you to translate and integrate. But if you are really doing something that is not really out of the scope, you have to come back and prove to the world that okay, I have done something related to what is currently trending or what is the current challenges within the industry, and this is how I'm going to do it when you give me the opportunity. But if you are opportune to do it at the first instance, like during your school project, you can easily sell it and tell the world that this is what I've done during my undergraduate project, and this is exactly what I would do if you give me the opportunity. These things are not really hard. Like there is nothing hard. People getting into industry, people getting these scholarships, people doing mad stuff. All of them they have only one head. So I don't think it will be difficult for you guys to do it, but you have to be smart enough to know what you want and what is really existing out there. Once you do it, just calm down, just follow the steps, and trust me, you do the exploits. I've talked about developing technical skills. So depending on what you want to do in the industry related, you have different softwares and tools. You need to know which one you can master and learn before you leave school. Try and master one and keep on learning. Know what is happening, update your knowledge, and actually master it, because when you master it, it actually tells a lot that this guy can do some interesting stuff if given opportunity. So if it is programming, if it is work related software, if it is industry related software, find one and learn. There are a lot of free stuff now that you can actually learn, a lot of learning environment that you can actually go and learn stuff for free. Find one, leverage on it, just have time. Don't stress yourself. Once you have a plan, have a timetable, trust in the process, and believe me, you can. So when you have opportunity, go for internship workshops and also like volunteer. You don't need to say I have to be paid before I do this thing. This is actually a mentality that will not see you through. So even without money, I know things are tough. I know life is tough, but have a future plans. Think about okay, if I learn this thing in the next few years, it will help me do this and do that, right? And yeah, so I'm not really a fan of certifications, but trust me, with relevant certification, which real relevant certification, you will do stuff because some industry specific roles they will ask you have to present some certificates before you will be considered. So if you have an opportunity to get certificates, get it, but don't really have a lot of certificates that might not really be useful and valuable to you. Get certification in stuff that you can actually relate with and that can actually help you in your life and the industry career that you want to have. And also, yeah, so I've already discussed about academic research related relation with industry trend and technology. So develop a technical skill because you don't need to have much, maybe one or two get experience, practical experience, because some scholarship even accept work experience under internships and workshops. So just maybe when you're on break, maybe there are even virtual internships that you can have. Today things have really changed. So if you can just get into this internship workshops and the work experience, learn it because it's only when you get your hands dirty you'll be able to learn stuff. Without that, I don't think you do great. So soft skills, we have talked about communication, teamwork, problem solving, and also leadership. So this is what I've discussed in few slides back. So they are very important, right? Learn it, and you can only learn this thing by continuously applying them. You don't say I have a good communication skills, and every time when there is a discussion, you cannot really express yourself explicitly and excellently. You have to get in. You make mistake. Anybody can, but you have to show up and actually contribute to discussion. When there is collaboration, teamwork within schools, don't really be a winner take it all. Just contribute, even if you are not going to gain anything. It's only through that you get to know how to handle people, how to manage things, and how to actually collaborate with people. Because it's only when we work within a team we will learn a lot. Because you definitely have somebody that has a superior idea or that has a better understanding of stuff than you. So through that you get to learn. Problem solving is continuous and critical thinking for innovation. And I think one of the things that I will share here is that when there was I think when there was a multi-city Africa challenge, a friend just reached out to me and said, "I know you can do this thing. Just give it a try." It's just like I know you can do it. Just give it a try. But at first I was like, this thing could be difficult. But when I started and I came up with something, I was like, okay, maybe it will pull out, maybe it will not. But in a competition of over 5,000 applicants, and you get to know that you have a single entry, like not really a company, I'm not really being sponsored by anyone, I just sponsored myself. Like maybe this is my idea, this is how it works. Eventually, I won the Multi Africa Challenge, but if I hadn't tried, I wouldn't have won it, right? So by winning that, it helped me to know, okay, fine, I can do stuff, I can actually create something. Going forward, I know how to approach things and I know how to make things better. So that's how it is. Unless you partake in challenges, hackathon, and as problem solving competition, you will be able to know what you are capable of doing. So leadership and project management skills. When you are in a teamwork, don't really sit by and wait for others to do stuff so that you will take the glory at the end. Participate, contribute, even if they are not going to use your idea. Chook your mouth, make it happen. Learn and continue to learn. This is only happen when you participate. But if you don't participate, you are on your own. So I won't spend much time on networking and professional relationship, but networking helps a lot. You can through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through any professional. In fact, even Twitter, you can actually network with people. Tell them what you want. Be straightforward. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Everyone starts from somewhere. Be curious. Ask questions. Ask relevant questions. But don't be going there and be asking people money because nobody will look at you. I know life is hard. I know things are really tough, but don't really put your mind on money or something or personal girls. Let people know that this is what you want to learn from them and be survive on its own. If you are fan of hiding knowledge, hiding information, you won't survive. You throw off yourself. Let people know, okay, this is how to do stuff, and this is how you can actually get stuff. By doing so, you get help from other people. So that's how you grow professionally. Don't feel like maybe if I know stuff, somebody, if this guy knows about it, he might do it better. It doesn't really happen that way. Yeah, if you see something, push people. If you know somebody is capable of doing something, push them. If you know stuff that can actually help others, bring them, teach them. And one thing that I want you guys to know that you are at one side of the world, right? Look up to students within your discipline and see what they are doing. See the students in the US, UK, and see within them what are they doing. Student in your discipline. By doing that, you get to know, oh, this is how these guys are doing. Even in the southern part of Nigeria, you get to know, okay, these guys are going to this conference and going to this this is what is happening in Futo Unilag. Okay, we can actually benchmark it into Udus. We can actually do it in UK. We can actually collaborate with ABU and pull out this thing. This is how you can actually benchmark ideas. Nobody will penalize you with that, but eventually it will be a win-win, right? So that's actually how things have been done. You don't really hide knowledge. You don't really hide information. You just do stuff by being honest about it. So LinkedIn is one of the tools that you guys should leverage on for building professional networking. And I've seen even high school students posting, doing stuff on LinkedIn, and I was impressed. I say their mates over there in another part of the world don't really actually do anything like this. So get into the trenches, do some stuff, and trust me, you will be fine. I'm sorry there is a noise coming out, but I think one guy came out, so I'll make it short and I'll make sure that I finish within time. So we
It's all fine, sir.
talk about internship programs, part-time jobs. Just whenever you have an opportunity to learn something, just get into it. Not because you don't really need it, just have the intention that this thing can actually help me going forward. One of my mentors used to tell me that excellence is transferable. Wherever you find yourself, you can actually stand out and do stuff. When I study engineering, I'm no longer doing engineering, right? I do engineering, but not really intelligent core engineering. But when you tell me when I was in school that this is actually what you end up doing. I would tell you it's a lie. You understand? But when the opportunity came, I grabbed it and I did it well, right? So this is actually what most of you guys might not end up doing what you actually want to do, but the end justified the means, right? Like at the end of the day, you find out this is actually what I want to do, right? This is actually what I want to do. And the more you do stuff, the more you eventually find out, this is what I want, and this is the passion that drives me. And volunteer, like I don't really talk about volunteering, but trust me, it pays a lot. I started volunteering when I was I run away from volunteer activities. Honestly, that was naturally every 1 and 2 hours just going to class, die, sleeping,
Hello,
go to
sir.
class.
Yeah, sir. You have 5 minutes left, sir.
Yeah, I think it's almost too sly now. So volunteer when you find a role because that's when you get a real time experience and and learn from real world challenges. You see some challenges that are related with what is currently happening. Learn, follow trends, learn from experts and people that you look up to. You'll be fine. Um, so adopting industry culture is nothing but what you've learned before. Once you get to the industry, you get to know how to adapt. But carrying those skills, qualities, trust me, just like I said, moving from one phase to another. So there is no need to be scared of the industry. Is not really a, a heaven that can actually make you to freak or something like that. It's just like another set of class that you can actually work on. So yeah, so you need to have learning intention, right? And you need to continue upskilling because by doing it's only by doing that you survive. Things are changing, new technologies coming up, new things are happening. So it's only by continuous learning you will be able to stand and remain competitive. So if you have the opportunity, go for advanced degrees. If you don't have opportunities, get to the trenches and work. Stay updated with latest industry. Don't say this thing doesn't really eh, eh, interest me. Know what is happening in technology, know what is happening in science, know what is happening in politics. You never can tell where you find yourself. This is actually how you can survive in this competitive world because when you get to managerial level, you'll be making decisions from different angles and you won't be telling people, because I study engineering, I don't know how politics and how economic laws are going to affect my decision. Everything matters. Know what is happening in your country and around the world. Know how laws and innovation shape ideologies. Um, yeah. So finally, um, I think this is not like I wanted to bring it earlier, but it's the same thing. So what you learn related with academic, industry problems. There are many industry related problems that are happening. Know what is the problem within the industry you want to work with. Know what are the solution and know how you can actually contribute and help. Um, finally, you have actually skills bridging is a key to career success, right? Know the skills that you want to upgrade, know the relevant skills and always complement those skills with your soft skills as well. So start building skills and gain experience while in school. Don't wait until you finish school before you start learning these things. Start early today. I mean, very early. So, and also set goals. Once you set goals, you'll be fine. And you don't need to get what you want early, but once you are patient enough to follow your coach and your plans, you'll be fine. Then, yeah, next steps for further exploration is based on how you see, okay, after schools, do I need to wait till I go to NYSC before I start exploring next options? Or what do I need to learn within the space of NYSC or stuff? Start preparing. Don't wait till you graduate before you start preparing. Start it from 300 level, 400 level, or even finally. The day that you wake up and think about these things, your day of reckoning. So whether today, whether next tomorrow, just start preparing now and start aiming for a bigger dream. Thank you very much. And yeah, that is all.
Thank you very much, sir, engineer, for the wonderful presentation. I'm so nervous because I've enjoyed this session so much. I think I'm having a rethink of going to industry after my academics now. Thank you very much. It's wonderful hearing you facilitate this session. And I'm sure all our scholars too are excited already. Probably they have a lot of questions, a plethora of questions waiting for you to answer. So now, scholars, let's move directly on to the next item, which is the question and answer section you have all been waiting for. So the question and answer section will be facilitated by our publicity secretary in person of Scholar Rabil Muhammad Dayab. Scholar Rabil Mohammed Dayab, you have the floor, sir, to moderate the question and answer session.
All right. Before Dayab, can you hear me? Okay. Before
Yes,
Dayab
sir.
comes on board, scholars, please kindly wait behind. There is an important, publicity information that has to be passed after the question and answer session. So I implore us all to wait behind regarding the colloquium and also every other development. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, the moderator, our organizing secretary, and thank you so much, Engineer Haruna Muhammad, for this perspicacious presentation. It's really impressive and insightful, and I'm sure our scholars have been curious to ask questions. So please, if you have any question, kindly raise your hand using the raise hand. And you can also drop your questions in the chat box. Please let me see a lot of questions to be asked. So it's your time for us to ask questions.
Engineer Haruna, may I go first?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
mine is more like I would want you to re-echo your stand on the recent debates going on Facebook. I'm quite sure you must, because I've seen your updates regarding that, the debates between, does first class matter, does it not matter, I just want you to re-echo your stance, yeah, because I believe scholars will really learn a lot regarding, uh, you know, your own inputs to the discussion. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Actually, I wanted to share something. Like, so when we get social media, right? Whether me or anybody you look up to, don't really hold an opinion just because somebody that you look up to, like, stand by that, right? One of the things I learned growing up is having my own opinion, right? I don't really care if my mentor has a different view, right? Or different overview over it, right? But I look at the things based on what I believe in and based on really what should be right, right? Right is right, wrong is wrong. We can all agree on that. So I don't really want you guys to say based on this is my stand and this is why you are pleading on it. But the main argument is either if first class or class of degree matters. I know where I come from. I know the opportunities that I have had. I started collecting scholarship uh, from Agbani, that was Chevron, when I was in second year, and I knew how 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 big I was living because I was not even cooking, right? Why? Because I had a good grade and I started collecting 100,000 right from time. And after that, I got total. After that, I got MTN. So as an undergraduate, I was earning close to 400K. And you can tell me that why wouldn't I sit down and study hard, right? When I finished from school, I had an opportunity. I got a scholarship to go for my second degree, all courtesy of good grades, right? when I started working, I didn't start work as a graduate trainee. I didn't start work as a junior staff. I started working as a senior staff, right? What happened because of my class degree. So if I'm going to give you my personal experience, if I'm going to give you my personal opinion, great pace for me, right? And if I'm going to go around my friends, those that I know, those that are good, right? Most of them, their life changed because of grades, right? So this is me telling you based on the people I know, based on the people I live with, and this is based on my personal experience, right? You are already in school and you have only one option, right? To graduate with good grades. Yes, things happen. You might not really be lucky. You can graduate with two, third class or pass. That's not the end, right? Just know that there are people out there that graduated with the same grade and they are doing well. But to say that somebody that graduated with a good grade is not doing well, and that's the reason why you are basing your argument that grade doesn't matter, just like just like something that I cannot really wrap my hands around my head, right? So you people are in school, anything that is happening on social media, just have a side view on it, focus on what matters, right? Don't really do things because somebody say it's right or wrong. Have your minds, have your like independent opinion, and I think you'll be fine. Please don't listen to anybody that will tell you that there are no jobs in Nigeria, or skills don't really certificates don't really matters, or class of degree don't really matters. You regret it when you don't really focus. The best time is now. I've seen some of my friends that regretted not doing well in school, but that doesn't mean that they are not doing well now. But it's difficult for them to pick up from someone. But all I'm saying that we are all looking for financial freedom, and the easiest way is to tell you education is the easiest route to make it. I have a friend that has a sign-up bonus of just thank you for being a staff of a company as 5K dollars. You understand? And he lives in the US. It's just like this guy works with one of the big law firms in the world. You understand? And the investment that his family made to go for second degree is over 100 million. But when you finish, he started working and everything paid off. And now he's going for a big place. So all I'm saying, like, what is the easiest route to getting what I want? What is the easiest route to breaking a vicious cycle? School is great, and you can do business quite alright if you have the funding, if you have the support. But all I'm saying, you guys that are in school, please shut your ears, focus on school, graduate with good grades. When you have good grades, then you think about what to do best next. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for this very nice response. The next question I think is okay, man. Please, if you can hear me, the other name is isn't sounding good. Please unmute your mic and ask your question. Buru, is it Buru Kutu or what? Man, please, if you can, if you have question, I can see your hand. Kindly unmute your mic and ask your question, please. Okay, well,
Well,
uh,
I don't think he has any question to ask.
okay, I think I can see Muhammad Alaji Muhammad. If you have any question, kindly unmute your mic and go ahead to speak. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thanks. Um, Thank you, Mr. Presenter, for sharing this well enriched knowledge with us. Really appreciate. My question goes like this: You made mention of maybe there are a lot of free sites or free places to get ourselves equipped with majority of these knowledges which might be relevant to us or somehow like that. So I want to know, maybe you can pinpoint any of those sites we can get any free certificates. Thank you.
Okay, so it depends on what you want, right? I think you can actually. So I don't really know what you are actually looking for, but I think everything is on LinkedIn and X, right? So be there. Like I think I don't really know what you want. Like what exactly? If it is programming, if it is project management, communication skill, problem solving. There are a lot of programs on ground. Just be present and be available always. Maybe LinkedIn, maybe X, maybe even Facebook. There are a lot of people sharing content, site for programs, and you can follow up those guys. And you'll be on alert when they share. And from there, you move ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So I think this is the last question from the participants. And in the absence of question, this will come the end
Hello,
of
Rabilu.
the
There's a
session.
comment in the chat box.
Okay, yes, yes. So the person raising his hand drop his question in the chat box. The question goes like this. He said, please, I want to know, Mr. Haruna, what specific skills or knowledge gaps do you see most frequently among fresh graduates entering the industry? So, Mr. Facilitator, please kindly address this question. Thank you, sir.
So I think most of them they don't really know how to articulate themselves in terms of communication, right? So you see like somebody talking to his boss and they can't really look through their eyes. So when you are communicating with somebody, you should know how you can actually articulate your points by actually speaking directly straight to the point. And you can only learn that by doing it repeatedly, right? And writing, technical writing, right? Sometimes your boss can actually ask you to, okay, come up with a report or do this report, and you see people struggling with it. Excel is another thing. Many of us have underrated the power of Excel, but with Excel, you'll be able to do a lot of stuff. So learn it. It is applicable to different fields, regardless of where you are coming from. Master the power of Excel and you'll be fine. Then even PowerPoint um, presentation development, some people don't really know how to do it. So these are the small skills that you can actually overlook, but they actually matters in the industry. And this I almost graduates. I always see them saying that, please, can you help me write my SOP, CV, or I know, yeah, I can I can review or look at your CV and say, okay, do this or do that. But I can't really write a CV for you. It's not possible. You are the one that did the work. Oh, I cannot really write a, a award-winning scholarship SOP for you because I don't really know you. I just know you based on the information you give me. But all of us have a interesting story. So, but how do you tell your story if you cannot really write well, right? So you need to know how to write and sell yourself. And these are the things that you can only learn in school. And these are the things that you should pay attention. Don't think about some extraordinary things, complicated things that you need to learn now. Learn the basics. When you were in high schools, all of us were taught basic mathematics, English, and stuff around like physics and even chemistry. These are the basics. Like if you learn this basic, you find out that you don't really struggle to do well in the university. So these are the things. Pay attention to what you have been taught in school or any other place. Don't really throw yourself around. Pay attention. Like this is what smart, intelligent people do. They pay attention to the the smallest thing around them, and this is what makes them to stand out. If you do that, trust me, you'll be fine. So learn the basics. Don't really skip learning these basics and think that you will survive. They will haunt you back even when you are actually working. Thank you.
So thank you so much, sir, for sharing this wealthy experiences with us. We are much more grateful, sir. And this come to the end of the question and answer session. Uh, Back to you, the moderator. Thank you so much. Scholar Amori.
Thank you very much for that session, and that has brought. Yeah, I'm here. Okay, thank you very much, Scholar Rabil Mohammed Dayab, for helping us to moderate the question and answer session, and that brought us to the end of the question and answer section. Next to the next item on the agenda is the announcement from the forum and comments from the scholars. But I think the convener has announcement for us. So, convener, you have the floor, sir.
All right. Before I go on with the announcement, I would want to appreciate our able facilitator, Engineer Haruna Muhammad. Thanks for the insights. Thanks for your contributions to scholars' personal and professional development. Yeah, I'm quite sure that your insights and the knowledge shared and gained today will be is invaluable and will be of great benefit to scholars in the near future, from now till the near future. All right, scholars. First of all, let me start with the empowered fellows. I would like to inform you that an email was sent to your Gmail address about 20, within, I think, in the last 36 to 24 hours ago. So kindly check the email address and check your email address. Watch out for the email and fill the form because it has a deadline which you are expected to have filled your details in those form. Then scholars, in the next 24 hours, the colloquium publicity will fully commence. So if you have a friend or colleague, or maybe you have a neighbor, student, or who is a student or not a student, and would like to attend the colloquium, they are free to attend. However, they will register, and everything regarding the registration will be in the flyer as well as in the form that will be shared as well alongside the flyer. So apart from that, the registration will come in two phases. We have the first people to register will be the non-members. Non-members will register first. When we are done with the registration of non-members, the form will be closed. Then members will start their registration. So the registration that will commence tomorrow is not for scholars. It is for non-members. That is, that we have those who are willing to participate in the colloquium and are not members of the University Scholars Forum. So they are welcomed. You should register. Then after that, once the form is closed, then that of scholars will be open. However, further communications will be made through the publicity secretary on our platform. Thank you all. And co-convener, do you have anything to say, or does any of the executive board member has anything to say to scholars as well? You are welcome.
If scholars, if you have any question regarding what the convener just announced, the announcement the convener just passed you, free to ask, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
Scholar Kiri, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, moderator. I really appreciate it, sir. And please, am I audible? Honorary
Yes, sure.
Secretary, sir.
Yes, yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. So I just want to add that our members should try as much as possible to be engaging our posts on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, now X. So with this, it will give us a sense of what we call it, that people are following us and our content is being reached by many people. So and also all those webinar flyers, the colloquium flyers that will be coming out soon, is to make sure they are posting it on their WhatsApp status, it will attract more attention, and the university will know the presence of ESF more. So that's just it. Thank you.
I think one of the scholars in the chat box said he didn't receive any email. So the Kwabena will address that.
All right, the person should reach out to me on WhatsApp so I can send the email to his or her email address. Thank you. Hello, can you hear me? I said the person should reach out to me on WhatsApp so I can resend the email.
Okay, so I think yes.
Yeah, I think she has given you your reply. Yeah, I think she will do that. So thank you very much, everybody, for giving us those comments, announcements, and tips. Scholars, we urge you to do as our fellow executives have urged you to do. So next on the agenda line is to call on our co-convener to give us closing remarks for today's webinar. Scholar Faidat Komodin, you have the floor, ma'am.
I think there's a question in the chat box. Let's address that first. Like the person asking this question definitely is a new member.
Oh,
We convey
my
much
bad. So, apologies. So I think the question goes. I said, please, what is the colloquium is all about as a new member? I think the convener is the best person to answer this. Convener, sir, you have the floor.
All right, thanks for the question. Most of our activities at the forum is usually virtual due to we observe, we have two, what's it called? There are two campuses in Usmanakodio University. And as well, given the fact that we are in the 21st century and we need to be digital in all our activities, we call ourselves scholars. So we need to be digital. We need to be as updated as possible. So our activities are mostly virtual. Then we have an annual physical gathering. That's where we do academic session. There's an annual physical gathering among scholars who are members of our forum, where we talk and discuss about academic excellence, professional development, and also global developmental opportunities. So this colloquium will be the forthcoming colloquium is the third University Scholars Colloquium, which is scheduled to be held on the 22nd of September 2024. And the theme of the colloquium is transforming scholarships to leadership, building the Nigeria we want. And the venue is the University Auditorium, Udusman campus. So you're all invited to attend the University Scholars Colloquium 3.0. In case you have any other question, you can please reach out to the board and it will be communicated to you henceforth. Thank you. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
All right. We look forward to seeing you at the colloquium.
That's great. Thank you, sir. Scholar Faida, you have the floor now. Okay, I think we're having another question from Scholar Salamat Abdul Salam. You can speak. Scholar Salamat, if you are there, please, you have the floor. Okay, I think she's not there. She's battling with network. Scholar Mashud Abdullah, you raised your hand.
Please, let's move on.
All right, the co-convener, man, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much, the moderator. Good evening, scholars. I'm Komodin Faidat, the co-convener of the University Scholars Forum. Thank you for attending today's webinar session, webinar 3.9. As we all know, we've gone a long way since the beginning of this session, and you all agree with me that it has really been insightful and eye-opening. The topic we had today, you all will agree with me that the facilitator has did more than justice to the topic, and we thank him. Thank you, Engineer Aaron, for attending to us, like for giving us your time to share from your wealth of knowledge. So thank you. And I believe all scholars have gained a lot. In fact, not let me not say one or two things, gain more than two things. So thank you very much for your time. And in addition to what the announcement made earlier, the colloquium is the one physical event University Scholars Forum has annually. So you get to meet all the scholars you've been seeing behind the keyboards. You get to network. You get to learn a lot. Like these webinars, they are just a tip of the iceberg. Like that day, we have physical speakers, we have keynotes addresses, we have a lot of things. So you get to network with people, you get to meet new set of people, like so it will really be an educating, interesting, and enlightening one. So we look forward to see you all there. As being said earlier, the theme has been announced to us, and the colloquium is going to take place on the 22nd September, which is this month. Today is first. So, and we all know we at USF we do things like formally. So you are required to register. Then normally before we don't used to have our colloquium open to non-members. So now let's say all these scholars that have not been active, they wish to be a part of the colloquium. So we are giving everybody an opportunity to participate this in this year's colloquium. So that is why you were told earlier that the colloquium registration is going to commence tomorrow. The publicity will commence tomorrow, and we are going to start the registration with the non-members first. So our members, people should just be preparing and await the time for your registration, which everyone will do in due time. So thank you all for attending today's session, and wish to see you. We look forward to see you in the next colloquium and in the next webinar as well. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, goodbye, everyone. And thank you once again. I'm able facility. So, bye.